This is your announcer, Shannon Saint Mainframe, welcoming you to our IPA Livecast. Wow, 800 episodes. Everybody's changed so much. Rob used to be straight. Now he's gay. Noa used to be on the show, now she's not. Darren used to be handsome, and now he's more handsome. Sid used to be bald. Now he's more bald. Me? I wasn't even born 800 episodes ago. Cradle robbers. Our IP Livecast starts now.
We're all here. The gang's all here. Noa wasn't here. Now she is here.
Hi, Noa.
You've brought me back from the dead. Thank you.
Welcome back. It's RIPL Livecast, episode 800.
Wait a minute, Rob is gay?
Right? I had no idea. No one tells me. I'm out of the loop here.
Oh, honey.
It's funny.
Rob used to be straight.
Like,
Yeah, I guess that's sort of not true, right?
I guess
Yeah,
I should have figured it out because like 20 minutes of the show is about how he forcefully fucks the shit out of men. But
Forcefully.
I still
a serial rapist.
I just, sometimes you don't put two and two together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Damn it, why did I
Well,
leave the show?
There's plenty of straight guys that have sex with men.
Okay, you want to really get technical?
Yeah. We actually should do a watch along of this TLC show.
What?
It's like they label it's these Christians who marry guys, and so they don't call themselves gay. They have like a acronym. It's SSA, same-sex attraction, and it's like a disease. And so the whole series is about how they're battling this disease together.
By fucking?
Well, by not fucking, because that's the problem.
Wait,
because-
they get married and don't fuck?
right? Like they have marital issues because they constantly are dealing with
Wait,
this
wait,
issue.
wait. They marry women or they marry other men?
Well, they marry women with the intent to reproduce, and after reproducing, they don't want to have sex with the women anymore.
Okay.
And so, like the.
Isn't that Al Bundy, basically?
Rob and I
Right.
used to work for a guy like that too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, totally. Those kind of guys are always hilarious. You always see them at the bathhouse. Have I mentioned the story that I once went to a bathhouse, and it was it's a Korean bathhouse, so the steam room, sauna, hot tub area, that's gender segregated. So because it's nude, and I just remember. Oh, and then there's like a second floor, which is clothed. They give you like these uniforms, and you can go, and that's unisex, and you can go to saunas on the second floor as well, if you're a couple or whatever. And then there's also a top floor with pools that are also in.
And that's where Rob is because he's the top.
Right.
No, I'm in the nude
joke.
area. I never make it past the nude area, but yes, I am the top. That hasn't
Never
changed.
make it past the nude area.
That's such a drop right there.
I never make it past the nude area. I'll give you a cleaner one.
Thank you. That's good.
So I just remember
I
being
need tissues. This is so funny.
being up in the
sex.
I do. God. I guess I was the gay one.
I just remember being in the clothed area at one point. Because I do sometimes go up because there's different fancier saunas. There's like a gold room, and then there's like a UV ray sauna, and then I really like after spending 2 hours in saunas, they have this one room that's like the ice room, and you're basically stepping into a freezer, and it feels so
Nice.
great after you're like been heated. But anyway, so I'm in this unisex area, and I see this family, a husband, a wife, and a child, a young girl who's like 5 or 6. And I'm like, damn, that guy's really hot. Shame he's straight. Like, I just remember like, oh man, that guy could have been on our side. You just thinking something like that, right?
Could you
And
quickly answer Dusty Rhodes Muffler's question in the chat, Rob?
what's the question?
Is there a milking table at the sauna?
I mean, there is a private massage area. I don't know what goes on there. I never got a massage at this place.
I guess any table could be a milking table
Yeah.
if you're doing it right.
You
And
never
all the
got your teats massaged in this place?
Well, as I've explained, all the milking happens in the wet sauna because the steam covers everything up, so you can't really see.
It's like a whole different kind of frothing. It's perfect for you.
I'll get to that in a second. But the point of the story is like, man, this guy's gay. 1 hour later, I walk into said wet steam room, and who happens to be receiving a blowjob from a man?
The kid.
But this guy, no, this adult man.
Oh, you are canceled.
this adult Latino jock man. And it was like the hottest thing.
So, like, did you get in line? Were you, like, did you try to hit him up or anything? Come on, get to the juicy details.
Yeah.
Your mind immediately goes to this is an attraction like a Coney Island Cyclone where there's a ride.
Yeah, pay one price.
This man may just be having a one-time thing, and you're like, okay, let's form a queue to the right here.
Yeah, I watched him. I
my
watched him
fantasy.
finish, and that was hot. And then he left. You know, like he went back to his family, I guess.
Well, I mean, okay, technical question.
Sure.
How many times can a man finish in a 120-degree sauna? Would it be exhausting to come more than once?
I feel like after once, it's like you might have to take a bit of a break before you could do it. Because also, with excuse me, I'm getting choked up here. Talking about coming in a sauna.
Very sentimental to Rob.
Because of the environment, your blood pressure is higher than it normally would be. So there is that element too. Like,
I always get lightheaded in the
yeah,
sauna.
exactly. So and when you, I feel like when you
Is it a steam
climax,
sauna or the dry
yes,
one?
the steam one, because the steam one is
Oh my God.
because it's so steamed, the glass gets steamed up, and so the attendants don't see what's going on. You can't see past like this close in front of you, really. And they've completely shut that down though. This is pre-COVID that this happened.
Oh, I see.
And
Rob's like the
days.
Dr. Oz of the sauna coming. This is your next podcast. It's like this.
Well, no, I mean, look, in other cities, it's a lot more prevalent. Like I've mentioned, there's one in LA that is just a known gay cruising spot. It's like, I believe the owner is a gay Korean man, so he knows what's up. But they still have this outward appearance of like, no
everyone.
sex, yeah, like blah 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 blah. But like they're not.
Cover your ass.
They're like, whatever. And then you look at the Yelp reviews, and it's all like warnings, like, if you're not gay, do not go to this. Like,
Warnings.
well, that's how I learned about it, is by the warnings in the Yelp page. It's like, oh, I got to go to this one. It sounds great.
I'm not gay no more.
Good question from Dusty Rhodes Muffler. Which state has the best sauna scene? Well, the best sauna, the best bathhouse, I should say, that I've been to was in Berlin, in Germany.
I don't think that's a state.
But in the greater United States.
Not with that attitude.
See, I haven't really explored past, like, I guess I've only been to a few. I've been in San Francisco, in Chicago. Like there are in some, like in San Francisco, the bathhouse is explicitly a gay bathhouse. Like they don't hide the fact that you can have gay sex there. In the sense of a gay bathhouse, what's crazy about it is that there's there's like a play area that's like a it's like a
McDonald's
maze.
has?
Well,
Yeah, like a ball pit?
yes. Well, not a ball pit, but like
Swings?
there's
Ball
swings.
pit.
There's swings, absolutely
Slide?
swings. There's a maze with like holes for your cock and holes for. So here's the thing. It's so clever. It's a two floor maze. So there's like an elevated level and then the ground level, right? And on the elevated level, they position it so the glory hole for your penis is right where if someone was standing, they could just suck you off on the ground level.
Oh, wow.
So it's very convenient
Ergonomic.
for
You
anonymous
realize-
sex. I can't get into glory hole stuff. I got to see the person.
You realize that this is playing into very harmful stereotypes about gay people being groomers by having a slides, swings, and a ball
There's no
pit.
slides. There's no slide.
Okay.
There's no. I said there's a maze.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He
And
said
also-
swings. There's swings.
Yeah, there's swings.
But they're
there's
sex
swings.
swings.
Yeah,
Dusty
and
Rose
also
Butler says there's a kennel in a cell for bottoms.
and there's absolutely yes, there is a kennel. There is
What?
like a.
Oh my
you
gosh.
could like lock someone in.
You take Bobka there?
No,
There's no hopscotch or a merry-go-round, right?
Well, there's pup play, of course.
I want to check.
I love it that we just rolled right into this. But yeah, so there's the maze, yeah, and then there's like other kind of group activity stuff, and then you can rent rooms. There's just a room is just a bed, like it's a bed and a TV with porn on it, and I guess
You can
there's
just go
like,
home for that. Like,
Yeah,
why do you have to pay?
You're not.
well, if you want to fuck, you have a bed to fuck on. You have
You're
a
not gonna
private bed
watch
to fuck on.
HGTV on this fucking television.
Right, yeah. Well, no, yeah. Someone was
What if
watching.
you're really into the Property Brothers?
Yeah, or Alien versus Predator. You have a kink like that. No, and so the rooms, that's like a whole experience in and of itself, because the rooms are this entire section. Like, there's not just like 5 rooms. There's 100 rooms. So there's like 4 different hallways. And guys will leave their room door open. They'll rent a room. They'll leave the room door open. And if the guy is laying there on his back, jerking off, that's a signal that he is inviting somebody to come in and service him. And he is likely a top. But then you will walk past a room where a guy, it's open, and the guy is just ass up and being like, hey,
Okay, so is there like
insert here.
like a rule book for people who are brand new to this and have not been, so that they?
There's
know
no
what to
rule
do.
book. Like, you kind of have to figure it all out. as
Rob,
you
you're
go.
reading the rule book right now.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
giving
Yeah,
you the.
like,
This is the rule
This
book.
is
Rob, let me ask you a question.
I
What?
should start a YouTube show.
Rob's rule
Should.
book.
So I'm trying to like put myself in the headspace of one of these guys in these rooms just waiting for somebody to come in.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm waiting for someone to come service me and I'm sort of playing with myself, eventually if enough time passes and no one comes in, I just finish myself off, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm on all fours with my ass in the air, how long do I wait before I just give up? Like what period of time are you just in that position before you're like, I guess no one's into this. Let me.
Well,
figure
you
something
don't
else
have
out.
to be ass up. You could just be laying on your stomach. You
But
could
either way, how long are you going to be in that position before you?
that
You could be playing Candy Crush.
I can't. I've never been in that position, in either position. I've never done either of those things. I'm just saying
Just
this is.
you would have a better guess. I think you're more empathetic to that than
I
could be.
mean,
So you
well,
could
like
give me a time
I don't
frame.
like. I think if you're ass up, at that point, you're willing to take anybody.
But
And
what if nobody's willing to take you? Is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. And people
Right.
just keep
Well-
passing. When do you give up?
see, like, yeah, at that point, I would have very low self-esteem
Do you
because there's
rent
some
the
guys
room?
here. There's some guys at these events that have very low standards.
Now, Rob,
How long do you rent the room? Is it by the hour, by the half hour? How expensive does this
It's
get?
like by the hour, and it's not. It's very affordable, and usually it's impossible to get a room because they like everyone just you get there and you
Booked,
rent a room.
like 2
yeah.
years in advance.
No. I think there is a limit though because they don't want you to sleep there overnight. You know what I mean? They don't want you to use it as a
Run all
hostel.
fours,
They have
waiting
standards.
so long you just fall asleep.
Right. They don't want you to. I believe there was. I feel like I read like an article where a guy did that. He spent 24 hours at one of these places for the story.
Sure.
Rob, would you ever consider, like, if you had a few encounters, you walk back and forth, and you see this poor guy with his ass up and nobody's going in there?
No.
You throw a mercy fuck on him?
No, I can't. It's not like I'm. It's not like I'm walking around with a 24-hour erection. I have to be riled up, and that is very unappealing to me.
Do other things
Fair.
just so he feels like he didn't waste his room rental. You could put a
Oh, finger banging?
Yeah. Smack his ass, something. Let him know that
Oh,
he's
sure.
not all alone in the world.
Sure, a spank of the ass. Sure,
There we go. All right.
that I would do.
Are there toys?
I mean, in the public area. Well, no,
So-
there aren't because it's not sanitary.
Could you bring your own?
Yeah, of course.
So you could show up, and if you can't get up, you fuck this guy with a toy just for sympathy.
I'm bringing the toys.
Yeah.
I don't want this guy's ass juice on my toys.
You can put a condom over
These
it.
toys
now?
are expensive. That's true, but still.
I was just thinking about the less fortunate is what I'm doing.
All right. So Dusty Rhodes Buffler, who
Has a lot of questions.
I
well,
think he wants to book one of these rooms. and
I feel like Dusty Rhodes Buffler. I feel while I believe he identifies as straight. I feel like he
very open-minded
He's quite an open-minded gentleman and he's
open-minded.
Yes.
From what he tells us in the Discord.
He shared with us in the Discord about how he's had quite a few hookups where a lady friend gave him quite the rimmy. So,
a lady friend is even stretching it. It's somebody,
a lady person he just met.
Someone who showed up in his hotel room.
why can't they be friends? How long do you need to know someone before they're
I'm just
friends?
saying that. I'm just saying that's
And
not a requirement for the
I would
person.
argue
You're
if
being
someone-
generous. Not showed up in his hotel room. They just meet at a hotel bathroom, like a
Right.
public bathroom at a hotel.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I'm
I
pretty
thought he
sure
got a
that's what-
room in the hotel.
Did
and
someone
then they
say
did
public
that.
bathroom?
Yeah.
Rob, by the way, isn't Kennel in a cell that Boss Man versus Al Snow? match that
yeah.
happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with
Okay,
the
I
dog.
was just checking if that was actually ever happened or if it was just a joke.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know that they fought. I just didn't remember if it was like Hell in a Cell or not.
Dusty asks, do these guys have rosebuds when they're ass up? I've definitely seen some really unappealing things at so
Wait, like what?
Well, just like unattractive gentlemen with just just sphincters that have
Hemorrhoids?
been used. Yes, just
okay.
very expanded buttholes.
Pink
That's a turn
sock.
off for you? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not
Is
into
there
that, Rob?
Wi-Fi in these rooms? No, because there's no phones allowed. You have to go to your locker to use your phone.
iPad? Could I bring an iPad?
No mobile devices. This is all. This is a fully nude thing. You're just
How about-
all you have is a towel.
Fitness watch.
I believe I've had a watch on just to kind of be able to know what time it just.
I want to
tell the
track
time.
my heart rate when I'm pounding some guy's rosebud asshole.
Yeah, that you can do.
Okay, that's good.
I guess you can take your phone because I do remember at one point I went on this.
You texted me while you were there.
Status up.
No, you got to see this guy's rosebud.
Yeah, I was like, check this out. Whoa. I was FaceTiming. No,
I'm getting my steps in at the bathhouse.
I just remember I needed a break, so I just went to the terrace and went on my phone or whatever.
You went
Doom
to
scrolls.
with a terrorist? Is that what
The
No,
terrace.
no.
I went on to the terrace. I needed a breather from the hot, steamy sex party. This was in Montreal. Or was it Montreal? No, Toronto. Yeah, Canada has some very kinky stuff too.
Oh, if it was Montreal, it could have been Pat Patterson. That was.
Oh no.
No, he was dead by then.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
All right,
I
Neil,
remember in Montreal they had very explicit strip clubs that were really quite hot. But also, I was a little weirded out by them because they would live stream from the strip club. Like they have a website. Like it's a famous world-renowned strip club, and you can just log in and watch the show from anywhere in the world. But I felt like that was like a privacy violation, maybe, because you see the patrons.
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
Is there some sign at the door saying you agree to be
I
filmed?
don't recall seeing one.
Rob was offended because he does have an appearance fee, everybody.
Yes,
You
exactly.
just
You
know
can't
that.
just reproduce by image like that.
Do you get when you go to these clubs, are there parties of horny female secretaries that come in to look at the men also, or is it just just gay men?
Yeah.
Oh, do the gay guys roll their eyes when one of these groups of women comes in?
No, it's like a party. I do think that there were at this club, there were women as well, and the guys were okay with playing to them. I mean, they just want. A lot of these guys are straight. They're just doing it. They're just making some money.
Sure. Who hasn't? Who among us?
Yeah. I could probably. I think I remember. I texted Noah some footage when I went to this Montreal club. Maybe
Oh,
I
no.
I told you he was texting me. That wasn't a joke. That was the truth.
Let me
So
see.
to log on to these sites, is it like a subscription or just for free? It's just out there for anyone.
No,
to
it's
look
a
at?
pay site. Yeah, it's like it's a pay site where you could watch. the strip shows.
Can't give that away for free, Sid. Come on.
I don't. Maybe that somehow changes like the privacy requirements, since it's not just free to the public. I don't know.
Right.
But
Yeah,
so you're
the
saying
credit
there's footage somewhere out there of you at this strip club? Right?
No, I wouldn't go like near enough to be on camera. You could avoid the camera because you see there's screens on the side that kind of show you what's streaming, I guess.
Interesting.
That's a good thing. Like if you're unsure if you want to go to the strip club that night, you could sort of just check in on the stream to see what's popping.
Yeah, what models are there?
Yeah.
But won't they be done by the time you get?
No, they rotate. It's like 8 guys that work the whole night, and they just rotate. Kind of.
I bet they do.
Everyone gets 10 minutes to put on a show.
Strong work ethic there. Do they get a lunch break?
Yeah, well, yeah, like you do your 10 minutes. It's 2 guys like 2 guys doing a show, I think, at once, from what I remember.
No, or what are you, the labor board of Montreal?
I work for OSHA these days.
And so like it's 2 guys. So like if there's 8, 6 guys are on break, and the guys that are on break also walk around selling lap dances as well to make a little extra kishish.
Even the straight ones?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, if you're straight, it probably wouldn't appeal to you.
Well, like you're there to make money.
Sure, but I feel like there's a wall between dancing and then rubbing on a guy's cock, I feel like.
For some.
Rob, how much is it to eat poutine off their cum gutters?
I forgot to inquire.
Can we make a poutine off their cum gutters, the show title?
Poutine off the gutters, they could say. Not cum gutters.
Sure.
So this was the New Year's Eve celebration one year that I went to. And it's non-nude. They're wearing pants or underwear.
It's wholesome. It's wholesome.
Oh.
Counting down to my birthday right there.
There you go.
That's exactly.
Happy birthday, Darren!
They're so
Rob,
happy
what
for
would you have done if at this moment Darren came out shirtless?
Of the closet?
Well, I mean, it's
You
the
just
same
said
thing
straight
at
guys
that point.
too.
I just wasn't sure.
That's the story of my life, by the way. Every New Year's Eve, it's like, Happy New Year! Oh, and your birthday, too, right? Here's a cupcake or something.
Oh.
It's all right. I've adjusted. 50 times it's happened.
Yeah, I relate on some level with my birthday being around Labor Day, but it's not. People wish me a happy birthday. They're just never around to come to my party because they're out of town.
Sure. Yeah, same thing. When I was a kid, everyone would go out drinking. I'd have to meld my birthday into New Year's Eve celebrations because everyone would be hungover. Like now,
what kind of kids were you hanging out with that they were all going out drinking?
I don't mean kids. I mean like when I think of a kid being like when I was in my 20s.
Okay.
That's kids to me,
I thought like
now.
when you were 5.
Yeah. No, but like, it's like you have to just sort of just do it the day before. But now my friends are all like my age or, at least within 10, 15 years. So they're all like, I don't want to fucking go out drinking anyway. So
yeah,
I've started to celebrate on my birthday lately.
That's great.
Thank you.
Rob, stop looking at the footage.
We're going to go to sorry, I'm distracted.
Yeah.
I'm now on the website. I've got a year-long subscription.
How much is it?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. I don't remember the name of the place.
Is there a promo code Livecast?
Yeah. Do we get a live read cut here?
Oh.
What's the name of the club?
I believe it's Stock Bar, I believe is the club.
We should have saved this for next week so we don't have to split it 3 ways. The fuck out of here.
Let's see.
Stock Bar, everybody.
Yeah,
promo code RABA.
You can look them up on Instagram at stock_bar.
Wait.
STOCK?
Yeah.
Rob, our brilliant.org read just got canceled because they don't want to be next to the stock bar. What do we
The
do?
website does include nudity, though, so I shan't be showing it. Although, I guess, wait, we could look at the dancers. The dancers aren't nude. Let me just make sure.
I'm just curious how much the subscription costs. I don't need all the dancer
Let's
parts.
not turn them into pieces of meat.
Yeah.
Poor people.
Join now. Let's see.
Rob's got a one-track mind right now, guys.
So the first month is $5 and then $30 recurring. That's how they get you.
And this is just access to nightly live streams. Is there any other perks?
No, there's on-demand videos and such. You have like archives. And there's also, I believe, one of the this is a little distracting, I must admit. But one of the things is like there's a camera in the room where they're getting ready. So you kind of see them changing in and out of outfits.
Fluffing themselves.
You get to see how the sausage is made.
Literally.
Yes.
Rob, stand up and show us how distracted you are.
I'm not that distracted.
E-buck.
Let's see.
Gattuso, that's
Look at
Rob's guy right there.
Gattuso.
Let's
100%,
wait.
That's Rob's
Put
guy.
like 10 of them up there, and let's all pick who we think Rob would think is the hottest, and he can answer like a game show.
For me, Gattuso,
Okay, here.
I'm no doubt. I think Gattuso is his dude.
Yeah, Gattuso is up there. I think Diego.
I
is
think
one.
Diego too, or Fabio.
There's no Asians. I don't see any anyway.
Gattuso, I think, might be Asian.
You think?
No,
Oh,
I don't know.
No,
I think Andy up in the top left could be Asian, but you can't. It's too far. away.
No, he's French Canadian.
Rob, what do you think of Chad? Have you ever fucked anyone in a do-rag?
Not while fucking them, but I've definitely fucked a guy like Chad for sure.
I'm going.
Chad
with
is on my list.
I'm going with Diego. That's my final answer.
Dusty Rhodes Muffler says this looks like season 1 of Tough Enough. Maven, where's Maven?
My top two are definitely Chad or Gattuso for sure.
Yeah,
Gattuso.
Gattuso.
Diego's in there, but those two were the first that I noticed.
All right.
Uh,
Good
You
win.
click through and get like a bio?
I'm too afraid to click. Hold on. Let's
Well, you
see.
don't have to do it.
Let me. I have to see if there's any nude.
Why were we just hearing SZA?
Oh well, that's what he's dancing to.
Oh,
Okay, so it is not nude, but it is a little explicit.
is there a bio though? Can we learn?
No
more
bio.
about
You just
Gattuso?
see like his walkout. They don't want you to know them. They just want you to treat them like a piece of
Oh,
meat.
maybe he is Latin.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, and they come
down,
out
Noah.
like I think the
There's like
So-
nobody there. That's so sad. He's just doing
no,
this
there
for
are
himself.
people there. That's
They
just
just
in
don't want
the-
to be on camera.
Exactly. That's the area.
The
That's
only
the
people
pit.
you see are the fucking
So then-
scumbags that don't care.
There's 50
don't
guys
get-
huddled into the bathroom right now, looking through the door.
And
Sorry,
then
Noah.
this is
All
the
right.
voyeur cam where you
All
see
right,
them. Like,
Noah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? The guy's taking a shit. Leave him alone.
he's not taking a shit. He's getting revved up, so he has a boner when he comes out to do his
He could be
dance.
multitasking. You don't
Well,
know
let me
that.
ask you this, Rob. For your experience, would you prefer they appear on stage already erect, or do you want to see that process
Good
happen
question.
in front of you?
Good question.
Oh, I've never considered that. I feel honestly, them appearing already erect. It feels very impressive to like, wow, you could just but
Walk around with that thing?
yeah, exactly. But also I realize, they have chemical enhancement there.
Yeah.
They're
Do
like
they ever lose the boner mid-performance?
Oh, boy.
No.
You're fired.
Not that I've seen.
You're fired.
So yeah, they all have
But I don't mind. Like it's not a deal breaker to me if they're erect or not. I'm not looking like the erection is an added bonus. I'm looking at the physique. Like that's
Noah,
what
Really?
Noah,
That's what
Rob
really
has said
attracts
this
me.
consistently over the last few years that he's so
yeah.
open-minded toward penises. They could be short, long, actively hard.
Sure, I love
or
them all.
Flaccid, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Window dressing.
Good. I feel like that's very progressive.
Fucking
good.
woke Rob.
You and your woke penis beliefs.
I have much more strict requirements for other parts of the body. That's all.
Is that right? Like what?
Large nipples.
Penis.
I do like a large nipple,
Just
a nice
one.
butt, a good butt. Butts.
Do you have any taint specifications, or that's whatever?
I guess I don't like it too hairy. I like it trimmed.
You like you want to see the taint skin?
Yes.
I feel like most guys
I
trim
like
anyway. because
Yeah, I
it-
like teasing the taint too. It's fun. while doing a rim, while doing a rimmy, giving a little taint tease. It's nice.
You like
Gets
eating
them
any,
riled up.
eating any tater skins off the taint skin?
Oh, a little sour cream down there, a little some chives.
Well, sometimes there's a little. His little sour cream.
Lunchtime.
It's the natural formation.
Yeah.
So how have you been, Noah?
Yeah, how are you doing? It's been a while since we
I have
met.
not been as good as Rob.
How much
Clearly.
taste next to you have? It's so funny how the two people divert. It's like you were the linchpin, and now you left, and you went all the way into your being domestic,
The
and he went all
cocoon.
the way into strip clubs.
Well, here's the thing. I've always been going to the strip. I just hadn't talked about them until I came out. So
Well, you weren't always going to the strip
Well, not
clubs,
always, but yes.
for a while you were going
for a good
covert.
length of the show cycle, yes, but not talking about it. Although I did hint about the bathhouses. I feel before
What were the
Yeah.
hints?
We
What are the hints that I missed?
about just going to nude bathhouses and how much I enjoyed them.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
that was a big one.
all right, fair enough.
But I mean, so like I was saying, after COVID, now they've the bathhouse that I was speaking of, they've kind of redid it, and because of COVID, I feel like they've lost a lot of clientele and stop, open close. So now I went back a few times, and the cruising culture seems to no longer exist, or it's very, very faint.
Or
Like, I
maybe
only-
they're like you're just out of it. Could it be? They don't want you.
No, there's just nobody in the saunas.
Do you miss the old New York sauna
Yeah,
culture?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I miss it before Giuliani shut it all down.
That's the old school way.
Well, it really is the old school way, because this is the only
Yeah.
these are the only places where gay guys could have freely
Express
experimented, and express themselves sexually, because it was so frowned down upon in public society that you could only go to these private clubs
Or highway underpasses.
or highway. Exactly, they'd have to find their own places to do these kind of things,
What
or
about the
in the
poor-
bushes of Central Park.
What about the Mexican couple trying to sell flowers underneath the overpass, and then these guys are just humping there?
Well, what's romantic than buying your partner
exactly. Who do you
flowers
think's
and then
buying the
fucking his ass in
flowers?
public?
Hijo
Yeah.
de puta, ¿qué está haciendo, loco?
They don't
They're like, hey, business is business. Cash is cash.
a
Pinche
rose for
güey.
your rosebud.
A rose for your rosebud. That should be the episode title.
Let's pluck it in there.
Yeah, so a lot has happened since I have departed the show.
Yeah.
When was that, Noah, that you left the show?
I have honestly, I have no idea.
I think it's been like 2 years. Yeah.
2
It's
years.
been like, yeah, I think it was like around episode 700 actually that you left. I think it was like 701 or something.
Oh.
2. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Oh, okay, well that would make sense mathematically, I guess.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was like right around when I left a metal injection.
Again, it's back to being about you. Again, the
I'm
20
just
minutes
saying,
on your
the
butthole.
timeline, yes.
And your
You know,
penis.
but you've been very. I mean, like you're doing great. You've graduated from online archives to iHeartRadio.
Yeah, oh, that's true. Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. So, for anyone new, Rob and I used to work at SiriusXM, and then COVID, blah, blah, blah. And now I still work with comedian Nikki Glazer, who's hosting the Golden Globes on Sunday. That's going to be a huge
That's
thing.
this
You can't-
Sunday?
Oh, that's a Sunday.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
no,
shit.
not this Sunday. Next Sunday. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been like amazing to work with her and all that. But like, I guess more importantly is I've gotten married and I've had a child.
Woo! How was that?
That's like the biggest thing.
How's domestic life?
It's fine. It's great. I don't know. Like, I don't know how, like, what to say about it.
Wait a minute, and you have a cat.
Words.
Don't undersell the cat.
We had the cat on the show.
Oh,
before.
you had the cat on the show. Okay, that's right.
Buzzy.
That's right.
Buzzy the cat.
How does Buzzy get along with the baby?
Oh, he loves her. At first, he was like, "What is this thing that you've brought home to me?" And now he's like always kind of like looking at her and going up to her, and it's just it's so cute. It's like two adorable things.
And how old is the baby? Is it even still a baby? Is it in high school yet?
Oh, God forbid. She just turned 8 months yesterday, actually.
Oh, wow.
And it's crazy. But yeah, but I don't know,
Wow.
like, honestly, I think the thing that I didn't realize about having a child is that it literally has made me the R word.
Oh,
So,
Racist?
No, she already was that.
No, it's made me retarded. Like
Oh,
literally.
Oh, okay.
We say regarded.
Rob has said within the last month. Rob has said the R word on the show.
That's
He
true.
doesn't care.
It's not that I don't care. It's just I didn't get the memo that it's now
No,
frowned upon. But I understand.
but it's made me every sense of retarded, like slow, like my brain has slowed down exponentially.
And why is that? Why are you retard?
I don't know what
You've
the
made my cat very uncomfortable. She's leaving the fucking stream. That's it. She does not want to be associated with this kind of language.
no.
I think she's stretching out and getting ready to get comfortable. Like, finally, the wokeness has ended. We're sitting down and
We
saying
can
what
finally
we're
say
feeling.
retarded again.
Yes.
Because this bitch is on the show.
Should that be the episode title? With your SEO?
So I don't know what the biological reason is. From what I understand, it's like, so that my brain kind of like hones in on the baby and keeps her alive and safe and all that stuff. But like, my short term memory sucks. I have no idea what day it is. I think I'm just coming out of like the fog that happens after, after there's a kid. But and also, I think just because I've been like baby, I've become like so socially awkward that now whenever I talk to people, I just kind of feel like I'm a caveman just going like, hi da boom, 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 you know, like just making sounds. I don't know if I'm like actually saying anything. It's like such a mind fuck.
Well, you've been fine on the show so far. I haven't noticed any
All right. Whew.
caveman language.
Other than when you took your top off within the first.
Wait, that happened.
Started
Shit.
milking.
Sorry.
Can we take that part out?
Now you mentioned Nikki Glazer. I don't know if you know this, but Rob has been glazing men for a good time now. He's been a glazer too. Let's pivot
Nikki
to that.
Glazer.
Well, I've retired from the public glazings now. It's blowjobs only from here on out.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Wait, are you
Absolutely.
giving or receiving?
Mostly receiving, but not
for
opposed
you.
to giving.
Yeah, it's a nice.
Uh,
How do you even have the energy at this age?
well, that's part of it.
To
But
receive?
I'm
You
still
sit
very.
there.
I don't know.
Read a
I'm
book.
still incredibly horny. I think all of us are still actively horn dogs, right? Would we say?
I am. Yeah.
No, I would say less so.
Hmm.
But I will. I'm the exception to the rule because I've just never been incredibly horny. Even when I was like 20, I used to feel like I had to. Like all my friends were having lots of sex, so I felt like I had to just pursue having sex all the time, and it was like fitting a square peg into a round hole. Like I just never. I
Rob's
never
done
really
that.
felt that way. Yeah.
Well, like for me, for a long time, I felt like I needed to catch up
Yeah.
because I was so behind.
Yeah, I don't want to say like I'm not like asexual or anything, but I just feel like every once in a while I get a horny moment, and then I'm good for a while, and I don't really need to fuck constantly.
Yeah, no. A few episodes ago, I revealed that I had a very bad STI scare.
Oh, yeah.
I had a hipster STI, one that I had never heard of before. called,
Let me tell you, that was like the Dave Brocky episode. It was like from beginning to end, it was
Wait,
just
Rob took
only
out his cuttlefish?
well,
Yeah.
no,
Yes.
but I mean, in the
many
sense
doctors.
that it was a single issue, long form podcast about one thing.
because it was a 4-month journey to clear this.
Oh my God, Rob!
Yeah, it was so brutal. It was the worst urinary tract infection I've ever had.
Oh, you
And what was-
poor thing.
What was the name of it again?
So
you were gonna say
infection was called Microplasma genitalium, which is the cool name is MGen. The kids call it MGen,
No, I
or
couldn't
nobody
pull that
calls it that because no one knows about this fucking thing because it's an obscure infection, and it's like most people are asymptomatic and they spread it asymptomatically, and only some people have
that's
very
great.
painful negative reactions to it. So. Yeah, so that was enough to be like, all right, no more of this.
Wow, I
For
thought
now, at least.
For now.
you were staying out of jujitsu because you like had hurt your wrist or something. I didn't know it was because you had an STI.
What? No, I still trained while I had. Well, when the antibiotics got really intense, I took a break. There was a point where there was one. So that was the.
Oh my
that's why I
God,
took.
antibiotics are the worst. I had a staph infection 2
What?
years ago, a year ago.
Yeah, so it's probably
Oh,
the same.
the worst.
we were probably on similar antibiotics, and so my first antibiotic cycle, it did not break the
That's how it was
infection.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah, and so they're like, all right, we got to give you something stronger, and then the stronger one is so strong that the guy was like, you literally can't do any physical exertion above walking. If it's more difficult than walking, you can't do it for a week.
Wow.
Because the antibiotic does something to like your joints where your limbs are more likely to break. So
Oh my
if
God.
you're in a position to break your limbs, it would be more likely on. And it was like, like all of this, was this worth it for like, for like,
Right.
you know, an hour or two of sex? No.
Wait, I got some breaking news here on Twitter. It says Brooklyn Jiu-Jitsu Dojo shut down due to MGen.
Oh, no,
No, it
It's
does
true?
not. No, it only no. That's not how it spreads.
Oh, it may be
That's not how
fake
it
news.
spreads.
Fake news. Fake news.
It's penis and butt or penis and vagina. A lot of girls get it. It's very like so. I was mostly going on this subreddit for it. That's where I
Yes,
actually got.
where you get all the medical information from Reddit.
Well, but here's the thing. It really was like my doctor had no idea. Like I was educating my doctor on what this stuff was until I finally got like a good infectious disease doctor in the city who had dealt with it already, and he was actually telling me things, which I was like, okay, I feel safe now.
Good.
But the first, like, I had to discover this whole. You should go back and listen to this episode. No, 'cause
Okay,
it's
yes, I
quite a
will.
journey. It's a few
Poor
episodes. Okay.
thing.
Colin's in the chat. Long time
Speaking of
Livecast.
infectious diseases,
Oh,
Colin.
I like that you highlighted his hey.
Yeah.
Shifty
Yeah,
Shortcake
R.I.P.
says.
RIP stands for receiving infected peen.
Ah.
Do you have to put like a grinder warning on your account now, Rob, because you've been infected with that?
No, I'm clean. I'm clean.
Do you
It's
get
gone.
like special badges on Grinder for the different STIs you receive?
Well, right, and if it's asymptomatic, how do you know? Maybe it's
Well,
maybe
so
like
that's the
that.
thing. You have to get a specific test for it. The STD panel, the standard STD panel, when you go, does not test for this. And there's such minimal testing. I learned that you basically what you do is you do a urine sample, and then the urine sample is shipped to the Mayo Clinic because that's the only place that does these MGen tests. This is ridiculous. This is my new soapbox. We need MGen as part of the STD panel.
Need some of that soap too.
Yeah.
And to your point,
Maybe just
Sid,
wash it.
actually the dating apps are very safety conscious because there are questions asking you about your not about your MGen status, but about your HIV status and when you got last tested. And I believe most of the major ones will allow you to set a reminder every 3 months to go get tested.
Oh wow. Does it give you like resources as to where to go?
Yeah. It sends you. They're very like Grinder especially is very proactive about it.
Nice.
So it's good. And also the main, like you can get PrEP for free now, even without insurance. And like this service that provides the free PrEP is the main advertiser of these social. It's basically keeping these apps in business.
Nice.
So it's a nice use of tax dollars. I mean, I'm serious.
Right, yeah.
This is public safety. This is literally public safety. Keeping
Well,
people
since
alive.
the three of us are straight, we have no access to it. So thanks a lot, Rob.
Yeah.
You have it. I mean, PrEP is for all men. Straight men can take PrEP too.
What happens if Noah takes it?
There is now a PrEP for women. I don't think it's called PrEP, but
PrEP is for HIV.
PrEP is it could be taken preventatively. So
Yeah.
it would suppress or kill any sort of HIV before infection. Yeah. So it initially started as a drug to if someone is HIV positive, if you take PrEP after like a month or something like that, it will suppress your load to where you are undetectable.
Otherwise known as edging.
Your HIV load, where you cannot, and then you could basically be eventually untransmittable, where it's so low that you can't even pass it along to somebody. The modern science with HIV is pretty marvelous, actually, especially seeing
Good.
where it was in the 80s and 90s. It's very fascinating. It's very exciting. But
Okay, so what else has Rob done?
no,
while I
back
was
to
away?
Noah though. Let's talk about how do we get back on this?
I don't
Wait.
want to talk about myself.
So, like, what's some advice on motherhood?
Ugh.
How? Okay, but let's get to the
They
serious
ask her
question.
that on every podcast.
Let's get to the serious question. How did the vagina feel after you squeezed the baby out
Oh
of
my!
it?
So okay, I'll talk
Like,
about
tell
it.
it. Yeah, talk about the birth process.
So the birth process, first of all, I feel like, I feel like with a lot of stuff with pregnancy and that, there's just like not a lot of honest resources about it. There's just a lot of like fear mongering and stuff like that. I actually had a natural delivery,
Oh,
so I didn't use an epidural or anything like that. It was pretty.
in your
mean, I was-
bathtub or in a hospital?
I did do it in. Okay, so the hospital where I delivered, they have this midwifery ward, and I wanted to use it because it was basically a room with a bed and a TV where you watch porn. I'm just kidding. This is called actual-
Oh, this sounds familiar.
Oh, it's like the sauna you gave birth. Okay.
You just hang out on the bed on all fours until the baby squirts out.
So basically, so this particular hospital, why I liked it is that they had this like, it was only 2 rooms where you can just kind of go like on natural, like no machines or anything like that. And it's basically like a queen size bed, and there's a bathtub where you can give birth in the bathtub, and it just kind of like made to look like a bedroom. But I kind of wanted, well, just in case I change my mind and I do want an epidural, I want to be set up. So I just gave birth in like a regular room at the hospital at the maternity ward,
And then
and it
when,
was fine.
when did you decide? Oh, I could handle this pain. I guess you have to decide before it's like happening, right?
Well, you could, but it's they do whatever you tell them
Oh,
you
okay.
want. Like they have to provide it for you, unless it gets like too late. But at that point, you might as well just keep pushing. But okay, so here's the thing. So the contraction part, like that was the difficult part, like the painful, but the pushing did not hurt at all.
What do the contractions feel like?
It's just like a really deep pain in the abdomen, but like what happens, like I felt like I was high. Like I was not on any form of drugs, but like your brain kind of separates from the rest of your body if you're able to kind of meditate on it. And I was doing like hypnotherapy and affirmations and all this stuff. It's like that was just my vision of it. It's how I wanted it to go, but I was also like, well, if none of that is going to happen, I have to be okay with it too, which I was.
Your vision of what? What do you mean?
So there's something called hypnobirthing, which is basically you're just kind of like in this like a hypnosis essentially, but it feels like you're high, like you just ate like a huge pot brownie.
So you
And
do
you
this in anticipation of like leading
No,
up
it's
to
just
it?
you just have to like meditate there. So like with the pains, it's like a certain breathing, it's certain affirmations that you repeat to yourself. I had a hypno birthing thing that I listened to. You guys don't get it. But
No,
it's
no,
fine.
no. We're laughing at the comment from Shifty Shortcake. Were you envisioning baby Daniel?
That was my mantra.
7-year-old baby.
7-year-old baby, you get out of there, please.
Wait, so did someone train you with the meditation? Like, did you have a guide or anything like that leading up to it? Like, how did you know about this?
I have a hypnotherapist. My jujitsu coach, she's actually also a hypnotherapist as well.
God,
Oh,
many talents.
So I had a couple of sessions with her, and then she gave me a recording that I was only to listen to like a week before my due date. Otherwise, who knows what it might like induce or something.
now are you worried at any point your hypnotherapist hypnotized you to hire her to be your hypnotherapist in
No.
jiu-jitsu? Okay, just
Not
making
at
sure,
all.
just
It's
making
not,
sure.
it's not like that. It's not like they have like a clock and they kind of go like tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Now you're hypnotized. It's not that. It's just more like positive affirmations. And just kind of like training your mind to just be more like positive and not like lean into like the negative stuff. Because basically I think the pain was if I would get scared, your body tightens up. So if you're just kind of like loose the whole time, the contractions pass. And I would say that that's like with anything.
Yeah, with anal sex, they say the same thing.
Exactly. Exactly. It's just like with anything, if you're going into something and you're like kind of tight and nervous and scared, then you're not. It's going to be a little bit more painful than if you're just kind of like carefree, positive. You know, it's going to pass. And this is something that's been going on for like millions and millions of years. So you're fine.
So basically, you're saying you had to prevent yourself from getting overwhelmed with anxiety, and that allowed you to relax enough for it to be a relatively stress-free birth.
Yeah, that's well put, Rob. Why don't you just talk about it?
Sure. Well, what I wanted to ask is, how does the pushing? How would you compare it to, like, say, pooping? Is it the same kind of feeling, the pushing the baby out, as like a good poop? No disrespect.
Are you comparing her baby to doo-doo?
I'm not.
No.
I'm not. I'm comparing the action of childbirth to pooping.
Rob is actually on the right track. Because
Said no one ever.
because as I'm preparing, you know, for like the push and all that stuff, the way that I would practice the breaths would be on the toilet while I'm pooping.
Aha!
Because you have to like push from your, like, you round over your stomach and you push. I forgot exactly how I did it, to be honest, but like while I was pooping, that was the best time to practice breath work and pushing without straining too much, you know? So Rob is he's not far off.
Did you poop when you were pushing the baby out?
So
I know
much.
that happens.
So much. That's another thing I didn't know. I didn't know that like you poop. So basically what they do, like the nurses, they clean it up right away because, you know,
Is
they
there
don't
like
want
a
any-
bucket underneath you to catch it, or are they wiping the floor? Where
They
does it
might
go?
as well have put a bucket, but there was no bucket. It was just like those sheets that they put on the hospital beds, you know, those
Okay, so they just replaced
wee-wee
the
pads.
sheets.
It was a wee pad they put on the floor, and then if I pooped, they just kind of picked it up and threw it out.
I poop so much.
It's true.
And then the baby pooped on me too.
Oh,
But that's good. You want the baby to poop, so I was happy about it.
was there squirting?
Oh no, the placenta squirted out.
Oh man, that's another thing. That's
Whoa.
it's crazy what the human body can make.
How long was it? A long birth, or
Let's see. I started having contractions at 12:30 at night, and then she was out by 7:11 in the morning.
oh, okay,
So
still like 6-7 hours. That's
It's like 4 Opeth albums.
I would say like 3 and a
Okay.
third. 3 and a third. Opeth albums. Yeah,
And
but it's been fun. I like it.
how long did your vagina need to heal from all the stretching?
Oh my god. Okay, so
So, yep.
I did get a 2nd-degree tear. If you really want to know.
Yes, yes, I want to know what.
We just talked about anal rosebud.
Yeah.
I need a palate cleanser.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh. The recovery. But it didn't, I mean, I was like, honestly, when she was sewing me up while I was holding the baby and stuff, like I didn't even feel anything. It's just like you
Oh, you're just so
become
much
completely-
adrenaline and like.
It's
yeah.
it's wild. So I was glad that she sewed me up right then and there because I didn't feel anything. And then also, so I did not want an epidural, but I said I would like to be set up for one. So they have to put in an IV.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my body so badly did not want that epidural that they tried like 6 times to put a needle in me, but my arm just kept popping the needle out.
What?
So then when I went home, I had all this like glue from the bandages and like bruises from like where they put the needles in. And I also couldn't really walk. I had to wear this,
Diaper?
I did have to wear those, but it was like not a brace, but kind of like this band around my hips so that my hips don't fall apart.
Oh
So
my
I was just
God.
kind of like waddling around like a zombie
Oh
with like bruises and everything.
Jesus.
Man.
Wow. And how long was the recovery?
I think so. I had to even go to like physical therapy, and I think the whole thing because I just based it on when I got cleared for jujitsu was like 5 months.
Wow.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. But also, you know, I had a baby at like an older age, so like my bones takes them a little bit longer to get back together, and I don't have a lot of collagen and all that stuff. But eventually it got there.
How long did it take your vagina to recover from the tear?
That didn't really take that long, to be honest. That's sort of like 2 weeks.
And you had to have stitches taken out of your vagina?
No, they melted away.
Oh,
Melt-
okay.
I had the melting stitches on my peener when I had the circumcision.
Wow.
Yeah, thank God I don't have to go back for that.
Technology is crazy. I love it.
But I did have to go to physical therapy, and one of the things that I didn't realize was going to happen was that she had to finger me.
What? Hold on. Let's hear this story.
You sure this was a doctor's office?
Yes, no.
Beg your
my
pardon?
She was awesome. So one of the things is you have to okay, we've all heard about it, the Kegels and like all that stuff, right?
Yes. Which is like vagina flexes, right? To strengthen the vagina. Or to,
Right,
to strengthen the pelvis.
It's muscles in the vagina, and they're like around the walls and stuff. And basically, it's just like you have to strengthen them because they've been stretched and all that stuff. So just to kind of test where I was with that healing process, she had to finger me, and like kind of test like how much pain I was in, what kind of pain it felt like, and it just felt like she was stabbing me in there, and that was maybe like a month to two, or no, I'm sorry, it was after 6 weeks. So how much is that? 2 months?
It's a
Did
month
she have
and a
those
half.
big Cardi B fingernails? Was that why?
No.
This is something I always heard about. I don't know if this is an urban legend or not. Do you have the option of sewing it up tighter than it was before you got pregnant?
Good question.
That's a great question. I think it's false
Oh.
because the stitches are like where my taint was.
Oh.
It was like some women do get torn upwards, like towards like the belly button. I guess like in that direction, but I got torn down towards my butt. Thank God it didn't get to my butt.
No,
Thank God.
imagine how much poop would have came out.
Just one big hole.
It would have just been a different kind of recovery process, which you could talk to Rob about. Not me. Just kidding.
So did it I'm guessing the whole process kind of turned you off from sex for a while?
I thought you were gonna say turned her off from having babies for a while.
Not from okay, honestly, not from having that whole thing did not turn me off from having a baby, and I'm not turned off from having another baby. I just don't want one for financial reasons. That's what's turning me off. But what was the other thing you said? I forgot.
Sex.
Sex. Oh yeah, well it's just like impossible to have sex until I guess like until 6 weeks is when you're cleared, but it's just like I don't know. Definitely changed. Like my brain is just not there. It's not as like horny as it was.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, you
Is
don't
that
have the
'cause you're-
hormones now that you've. Do you think it's because you delivered a baby, like your body isn't producing the hormones right now, or?
Or is it because you're running around taking care of a baby?
Bingo. What Darren said. And also like I'm also like nursing the baby, so it's like I'm just constantly looking at like this little baby sucking on my boob. So I don't know. It's just kind of like
Yeah, I hear it.
things are not connected the same way that they were before, but it doesn't mean that like I've lost all, like I'm just like not interested in sex at all. It's just like I really gotta compartmentalize stuff and really like work to get there.
Yeah, but is your husband okay with the diminished sex acts?
Is that him we hear crying in the background?
I mean, I might not want to do penetration, but it doesn't mean that there's no other orifices that can take a dick.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Such a great-
So
such
there's a
great
couple
wife.
people nursing at once, is what you're saying.
One on the left, one on the right. We hope he might
No.
show up. He might show up
Boob.
at the sauna with the Latino guy. That Rob.
Oh no!
Yeah, man's got needs.
Boobs are baby's territory.
Yeah, boobs are
like
off the
they don't.
table.
I don't even have this area is like void right now.
No, I meant no one nursing off the peen.
Oh yeah. Right. So I do my own kind of nursing.
It's like
That's
a
right.
human centipede situation.
And then like the whole thing with that is like, so I'm not gonna take credit for this. My friend Kirsten, she's the one who related it. But like and I didn't know this, so that's why I'm sharing it. And I hope it's not too like TMI. But
No, not for this show.
Yeah, seriously.
so when you're breastfeeding, what happens is like there's like this like thunderous response from your boobs to the baby, and then milk comes out, and that process is called a letdown. And basically, Kirsten said that a letdown is kind of like when guys have a boner because our boobs become like a little bit hard. And there's like a little like zing feeling in it. Is that what a boner feels like?
Well, like it has salsa on it or something. What do you mean by zing?
It's kind of like an electric bolt in it or something. There's like a little bit of like a little shock.
No, it's just like a heaviness. I would say more.
It feels like when you make a muscle with your arm.
Yeah, that's a good way to compare it.
Okay, well, I think it's very similar.
Like
So
it feels like your
wow.
muscle is like fully flexed, like
Yes.
or like you're making a fist, like that feeling of like the pressure. That's what the erection feels like.
Oh. Okay, so maybe not exactly like that, but similar. So that was like another like funny thing that I didn't know about.
And how's Arizona? Like you've been there now for almost 3 years.
That's
Tucson,
fine.
right? You're settled in. Never coming back to New York.
Well,
Like to live, I mean.
It's just more affordable living here. And now that we've settled in, it's just like, well, might as well just stay.
So it's not like you love Arizona, but you don't hate it either.
I do love Arizona. There are things that I definitely miss about New York. Like, I miss New York people. Like, you don't really have the kind of characters. Well, and I'm saying like New York City people, or I guess like New York State too. Like the odd like New York State characters. You don't like you have your Southwest weird, but you don't have the New York weird, and that's what I miss.
So you're saying you miss the old and current New York? Hey, look at that!
There we go.
I didn't even see that. Great minds think alike.
Well, yeah. I mean, I just miss that part of New York. You just don't have like those characters, like the guy. What's his name?
Benny Stigmer.
Douglas Levinson.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. Like those kinds of characters, I miss.
So not enough Jews in
But really, no, actually, a lot of Jews, more than I had thought, and really good music scene.
Oh yeah, there's a big music
Especially
scene?
in Tucson. I did not know that Tucson had like this rich history in music.
With all the Jews there, is there like a lot of klezmer going on?
The klezmer scene?
Teetle teetle.
Oh my, yes, there is. It's like a southwestern teetle though.
Little twang. Okay, sorry. What kind of scene is there?
Well, I've definitely enjoyed going to shows here a lot more because one, you could like drive and there's parking like right away. You don't have to like struggle for parking. The venues, there's enough space where you can like stand there, see the band in a good location. There's no like gross guy on you. Just like really good venues, and they're small. They remind me of like the old New York venues we used to go to when we were younger. And I don't know. I've just definitely enjoyed going to shows here a lot more. It's just easier. I don't know.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I went to see Crowbar
Ah!
a couple weeks ago. And then who did I see before that? I forgot. Memory loss. But I just remember enjoying it a lot. And it's great, like, because I don't really know anyone, so I don't have to, like, do small talk with people. Just go and just enjoy the show and go home.
I mean, I guess that's how I do it.
Oh, and then I guess, like, what I do miss is the food scene. But that's, like, really, we haven't really ventured too much outside of Tucson. There's a good food scene, I think, in, like, Phoenix and Scottsdale that we really need to explore. But,
How
you know,
far
just,
are
like,
those places from you?
It's about, like, 2 hours. But it's nice. I mean, I love the Southwest, like, environment. It's just, like, you just can't beat it. It's my favorite. It's like luscious desert.
And you do have a pool. That's very nice. That's very
Yes, I do have a pool.
How come you didn't birth the baby in the pool?
Because it takes a lot to maintain a pool.
Oh,
Yeah,
so the
no
pool's
supplies
not-
at our house. No birthing supplies at our house.
You bring them over.
Honestly, I really wanted to have a baby at home. That was like my ultimate dream, but I just, you know, for the first one, the second one, if there's another one, we'll do it at home.
The pool.
Have you given yourself a deadline of like when you're going to decide? Because clock's ticking body wise.
Well,
Jeez.
that's the deadline.
Jeez,
She doesn't have to give the deadline.
my body will give the deadline naturally.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough.
When that
But-
last egg drops on the floor, then you're done. That's it.
I mean, there's other options. There's also surrogacy.
It did take a while for me to get pregnant. Which was like another thing I feel like I was fear-mongered into believing that like anytime I would have unprotected sex, I'd get pregnant. Not true. Takes a lot more than that.
Well, I feel like
You hear that, kids?
I feel like that
Stop using
depends.
birth control. Stop using condoms.
I mean,
Let your body reject the sperm. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
I think that depends on the person, because I know other people where like the woman took out her IED and IUD and IED.
She had a landmine in her pussy.
You've done that before, Rob.
No, her IUD, and literally the next time.
Name names. Who is this?
I'll tell you off camera, but I'm not gonna.
Oh, is it someone that we all know? Or?
Yeah, and then the next time, literally the next time, she had sex, she got pregnant.
Okay, that is because her hormones were all out of whack. But once your body stabilizes and gets into its
Oh.
natural rhythm, it's just you have like 5 days where there's like a 10% chance you'll get pregnant. So
It's still a lot.
yeah, but we're still not risking it.
Too close for comfort.
You mentioned you were high. Like, would you say there was like a euphoria after you gave birth? Like what was
Yes.
your mental state like?
Great. I mean, whenever I tell people like how it was or whatever, Avi, which was my husband, his counter to that is like, okay, that's not really how it was. She's not remembering this accurately. Because the whole pushing, it was like for 3 hours, and I was like, "Arr!" And I had what is it called? A bozo?
You had a booze bozo?
A bozo wig?
No, it's like the Spanish it's like a Spanish
Paella.
blanket that I was using, and you know, like it's traditionally used for birth.
Serape?
Papuza?
No,
Ceviche?
hold on.
Did you wear a serape? Is that what you're talking about? A Mexican blanket?
No, it was not that.
You look like Speedy Gonzalez. with a sombrero.
Shifty Shortcake says chorizo.
Birthing blanket, Mexico. No,
Chorizo
it's giving me
up
okay, I'll have to. Oh, a rebozo. That's what it's called.
That's what I call
That's what
Rob.
I get called. Yeah,
Rabozo.
that's what people called me in high school. Rabozo.
Rabba Rabozo. Rabba Rabozo.
Get over here, you
Rabba
Rabozo.
Oh my god. So that I was I was just gonna like it was like around the bar, and I was just kind of using it and pushing and all that stuff, and he thought that like the vein that I have here was gonna pop. He did, because he was looking at it from a different perspective, where he was like seeing the whole thing, and that was like, that's just so much. But I was like on another plane. I was having like an out of body experience. I was like floating around the room.
That's great.
Yeah. And especially since like I have not smoked weed in forever. I don't get drunk. I don't do like anything. So that was like, oh yeah, I get to be like a little bit high right now.
There's only one person on the show that smokes weed now.
Yeah, me.
Sid? No.
Yeah.
He smokes enough for people.
Sid
Okay,
occasionally
wait,
takes
hold
an
on.
edible.
Hold on. It's episode 800. By episode 952, I think Rob will scale down completely, and then oh wait, I'm right. And then no, by 852 Rob will scale down, and by 900 I think Rob, if he continues with jiu-jitsu, I believe that Rob will stop smoking weed. That's
Is
my
there a
No,
betting?
no.
Is there a betting market for this prediction?
Yeah, Noah has been saying this ever since I started jiu-jitsu, and I hate to break it to you, Noah, but like, other than curbing my weed smoking at like 10 o'clock the night before
just
class,
when you're directed
that's
to
as
do
far
it.
as I'll go with like not smoking.
I don't know.
But it doesn't. I will say it does have an effect on my.
No,
breathing. I will concede,
I have a
but I don't
question.
think I can
Noah.
stop.
You'll conceive?
Conceal. Oh, well, maybe.
Noah, question: have you met Rob?
But people
I've
change.
cut down.
I mean,
I've cut down.
can you
I would
believe
say.
that Rob trains jujitsu? Do you know that was like the hardest part? Okay, Rob, I'll be honest. That was the
Yeah.
hardest part of like not going to class is that all of a sudden Rob is advancing past me in jujitsu. That was like so humbling.
Past you? I mean,
Not
you
yet.
have years on him, don't
No,
you?
no.
That's true, but like in terms of like level and amount of training and all that stuff, and Rob, I'm like so happy for you. I'm only joking
Oh, yeah,
about
yeah.
this.
I don't think-
like
yeah.
it was bringing me so much joy to like
get it.
live vicariously through your experience.
Oh,
when I
it was
couldn't
so
train.
exciting. Honestly, like my whole thing was, I also had a regret of like, I wish I had started with you when you started, because it would have been so fun to do it together and like go to the
You probably would have been a
competitions and all
brown
that.
belt at this point.
Maybe
even black.
No way. Purple, I would say. I don't know. I feel like I know everybody says this, but I feel like below my rank. I still feel like I 'cause
Imposter syndrome?
definitely have the imposter syndrome. But
Yeah,
that's very
there's
common.
I could see that in that level.
Yeah, well, because also I'm always in the mixed class, and everyone is so much better. And now that there's like some of these white belts who are younger than me, they're in their like late 20s, and they kind of know what they're doing. And sometimes it's like, wait a minute, I should be, I should be getting the better of you, but they get the better of me because they have the stamina and speed advantage.
Yes.
And that's when I start to feel like a piece of shit. But then the other side of it is like, if I'm grappling a higher belt and I get some sort of control or whatever, like that high will last me a whole week.
Until you actually get high.
Yeah, until I actually go home and get high. Yeah, like that's the thing. Like what I always have a ritual now of after class smoking and then showering. It's nice. It's like
Not
my
smoking
little-
in the shower.
Not smoking in the shower. No, that
I
doesn't
stand by my prediction.
work.
Anyone else want to make a prediction about Rob?
Yes. By episode 900, Rob will not stop smoking weed.
Yeah, I'm seconded.
Noah,
Rob
what's
has
your-
been out of town for a week, and yesterday he messaged me before he hit the road on his way back home, and the first thing he said was that he missed his bong.
Not even Bobka.
Bobka was with me, so I didn't
Oh,
have to miss her. And to be clear, I was smoking a bong there as well, but it wasn't my bong.
That's
Did you bring a bong with you, or do you have a bong that you leave in Virginia?
No, my boyfriend's sister, she smokes as well.
Okay.
So we had a lot of porch hangs together.
You can't bring those paraphernalia across state lines. Right? I'll get arrested.
I can't. Yeah, it's too much. I brought a bunch of joints. I rolled like 20 joints for the week.
There's a couple predictions in
Can
the
you
chat.
please?
By episode 900, Bobka will also be smoking weed. Shifty Shortcake predicts no. I'm adamant.
Edibles.
No. I've given her CBD early in her life to calm her down because she's very anxious, and all it did is made her even surer of her antisocial behavior. Like, no, you're getting away from me. Like that was her vibe.
I have a
go ahead.
prediction. Go ahead. I predict that on episode 900, Rob will announce a purchase of the Metal Mofos and turn it into a gay sex stripping. Site.
Yeah, it'll redirect to that Montreal. 'Cause Metal Mofos is only the website doesn't even exist anymore.
The last
It's
time
just
I
a
went
Facebook
to it, it
page.
was like a domain. Oh, really? It was like a domain for sale type of thing.
Oh, should I just buy it?
Metal
Yes,
Mofos should
that's
be
why-
a porn site where dudes in Sepultura shirts fuck their stepmoms.
As sticking out of the washing machine.
Yeah.
My
Rob, that was why I made that joke because it was for sale. I saw,
Oh,
at least
I see.
when I saw it.
Interesting.
It'd be
Although,
cool for Rob to do that as like a troll, but the dude he's trolling is dead. So
Yeah,
bad.
that's funny. You should put your face on the splash page. And be like, I win with a big smile, like that. I'm alive. You're in the ground.
print out the receipt of your purchase and leave it at the gravesite of that dude. If we can find that.
You're stretching it to think he even has a gravesite. Let's
Oh,
be real.
So Noah, what's your belt rank right now? How many stripes do you have?
Blue belt with 2 stripes.
Oh, wow, okay. So I'm blue belt with 1 stripe. So
I know.
wow. Closing the
I'm
How
gap.
do I feel about that?
I can't believe how quickly I've advanced.
Okay, so my goal for not episode 900, but like next year, so 852, is I want to get promoted to purple belt, meaning this whole year I'm gonna have to compete. I'm gonna have to like work my ass off.
Yeah, because I believe every stripe is like 60 hours, right? So
Oh,
that's
I think
that-
it just depends on your coach and if they see you trying hard enough.
right. But that, I mean, still, you got to put in.
It depends on the school, like how they do those systems. But I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
how my school works.
See that? So that's my concern. Is I'm going to go to another school to do like a drop in.
You should absolutely.
Yeah,
like,
and then
when you travel, you should do it. It's the
so
best.
I
he
want
does
to.
bathhouses on travel, not
No,
dojo.
get
no,
the
no.
the
No,
bathhouse.
no.
Go to the jujitsu house.
I always want to, but I have this like anxiety that I will go on my first day of my vacation and then like twist my ankle and then my vacation is ruined.
No,
You know?
you need positive affirmations.
I know, but
I'll
I feel
give
like,
you
I feel like as a big
hypno-jitsu.
guy, I have a target on my back, especially when I visit another gym.
No, okay. Do you not know jujitsu culture at this point?
Oh shit!
Yeah, I do. That's why I think I have a target on my
What? No, everyone is like so excited to find another crazy jujitsu person. Like, wow, you're visiting our school. We're gonna welcome you. We're gonna and for them the advantage is like, oh, someone from a new school is here. Let's see what they like if our game works against them.
Exactly. Oh, well, okay.
But
that's
they're not there to hurt you. They're just there to test out their techniques and
Noah,
stuff and see.
Depends.
That's the next stripe he's missing. You learn the culture of jujitsu.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Well, I really do want to do that. That is a huge goal for me. Like I've been talking to a buddy who trains at another gym, and I've wanted to go to their open mats and just train with some new people.
Okay, well that's in New York, so I could see how that could be a little bit intimidating. But like for example, when I went to New Orleans with Marina, I found a jiu-jitsu school and they had like a 6 a.m. class, and that was before Marina and Andrea were even up. I took a cab, I went there. I met such great people. It was so fun to train.
No
It was just
gi?
like a great way to start the day. And it's just like a memory that I hold near and dear to my heart.
And instead of belts, there they do the beads, Mardi Gras beads,
Yes.
like the blue bead.
But it was you could go to no gi, right? You weren't carrying around.
No,
a kimono.
I brought my gi.
Oh,
I went
wow.
To gi, yeah. I even have a photo on my IG.
Oh wow, that's great.
was
Yeah,
great. It
I
was
don't know
so
if I
fun.
could. I guess I could probably travel with it, but
Well,
it's a
your
little
gi
bulky.
probably weighs like 100 pounds because you're so big.
Yeah.
gi
What's your
shaming.
size?
Wow.
I'm A5.
I am right now. I'm an A1, but I've been known to fit into an A0. But I'm an F3.
You are a tiny woman.
Yeah,
And what about Avi? Does Avi train jiu-jitsu?
Yeah,
Your husband? What's his
Yes.
rank?
he's a blue belt, but in his coach is very very tough with stripes and all that stuff. Like
Yeah, no, I'm certain Avi would.
And I'm not saying
Would
I'm not
slam
saying
me.
that your coaches and your gym isn't, but it just
No.
it feels like there's kind of like a system in place. Like his coach, I think like really like you really got to compete a lot and like
Yeah.
want to be in like MMA to get like any form of
Well,
stripages.
plus Avi has other martial art experience, which I feel really comes in handy. Like because jiu-jitsu is just such
it's
an all
so
around game.
annoying. Okay, I just want to apologize in advance to 3D and Sid, but we're gonna get into this.
We're getting into it. It's the end of the show.
It's so annoying because
That's all right. I'm looking at the stream of the sauna right now.
Oh, okay, cool. At least you have
I
something
was
to do.
literally about to message Darren on the side and be like, "Should we end the show with 20 minutes of Mets free agency talk?" Darren?
Let's do it.
Just give me 30 more seconds, okay? So what's annoying, Rob? You'll probably understand this better than Sid and Darren. But like Avi understands like joints and all that stuff, how it works. So sometimes he'll use submissions where I'm like, yeah, but they don't, that's like not a jujitsu thing. Like that's not a real jujitsu submission. He's like, I don't care, it's a submission. And I'm like, but what? That's not fair that you can figure that out and I can't. I have to go like technique. I need to go
Yeah.
like by what I learned. But
It's
he
like
kind
when-
of like works
When we have
outside of that.
these like new students, like, oh yeah, this is my third class, and then they're like single leg takedown. I'm like, what the fuck? How are you doing that? And they're like, oh, I took wrestling in high school. I have
that's-
6 years of wrestling, and it's like, well, come on now,
That's annoying.
right, Sid? Don't you hate when that happens?
yeah.
Well, do you
Yeah.
think? Okay, wait, hold on. Prediction for episode 900: Sid takes a jujitsu
Oh,
class.
I would love that.
Not a chance.
There's
you ever
definitely guys
consider it?
you could destroy in my class.
Zero chance. No.
You know, there's a guy. I'm really proud of him. He is 70 years old,
Oh my
and
Love
he
it.
started jujitsu at my school.
There's a brown
Yeah.
belt in my gym who's like almost 60, and he is so tough to.
It's
to work.
ageless. Jiu-jitsu is ageless.
I can't even get myself on a fucking Stairmaster. You think I'm doing jujitsu all of a sudden?
Sid has
maybe
been
when
on
I'm
that corner
70.
of the couch since I've left the show.
It's true. Maybe by episode 900 I'll have gotten 1,000 steps in. Right there.
Darren, would you ever take a jujitsu class?
Not jujitsu, no. I was gonna
Judo?
Anything where I could punch, I'd rather do. Jiu-jitsu doesn't have striking.
A little Muay Thai, a little kickboxing.
Yeah, I could see myself doing that.
Oh, okay.
Aikido, something like that.
I feel like that
Aikido
is
isn't.
harder.
There's no striking in Aikido.
Not Aikido, but
We just had this argument on the air one time that there's different forms of Aikido that do have strike. I remember arguing with you and you got mad at me.
Oh, that's right. I do remember this argument because I was mentioning the Aikido sensei for my gym.
memories.
Let's all
Okay,
take
so
a more Mando class together.
Can I take? I would love to take one Mando. Well, Noah, were you even still here when Mormando was?
Yes,
a thing?
I
don't
was.
remember.
Yes.
All right.
Of course.
Me and my wife are very well trained in Momando.
Mamando.
Merman, though. He's gonna grow gills.
Then they called me a Jew bastard.
Oh, hey, Mark, calm down. Easy with the cursing.
It's part of the training.
Oh,
Take
that's
verbal
part
See,
of
I
abuse.
miss people like that. I wish I had more of that in Tucson.
Well, he's on
so-
Facebook. You just follow him.
No, but like in person. I just want that in person. So,
No, you don't.
I think that's something you say you do until you get it. Then you're like, maybe not so much.
I don't know. It's bittersweet.
Yeah.
This is New York City. The world comes here.
And Noah leaves.
Yeah. But he's gonna come back.
Move the fuck out.
Oh no!
She took it literally.
It was an inspiration.
Yeah.
Hatred does not win the wars. It fucking starts them.
Well, he's not wrong about that. I don't know. I think I'm really appreciative of what's his name, Mark.
Mark B.
I've turned a new leaf with Mark B.
Really?
We'll have to have him on the show.
I'd
By
love
episode
to.
900, we'll have Mark B on the show.
That's a prediction. That I can see.
Wow.
That's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
Will he even be on the planet? By I mean, really.
You got a fair point
That's a
there.
prediction.
Unless he starts taking jujitsu classes.
He started working out. He hasn't taken jiu-jitsu, but he was on the elliptical and put it on
Good.
social media.
Good.
Has
But
he heard about Ozempic yet?
I don't know.
Mm.
Good
He,
question.
he probably thinks that's his center for the Winnipeg Jets. So I don't know if he knows what Ozempic is.
Wow.
Oh, that's good. All right. So what's been going on with the Mets?
They're doing great. They just signed a very good player away from the Yankees, which is exciting.
Oh, wait a minute, Darren! Shots fired.
What do you mean?
Well, a Yankee on the Mets.
But it's like
No,
he's like
it's not.
one
I
of
don't.
the best players in baseball, and he was a Yankee for 1 year.
But I wouldn't even have a problem with that anyway, even if he was like an average or a shitty player. Like that doesn't. The
It's not
guys
the
that
players he hates. It's
yeah,
the it's the fans.
fans. It's
Yeah.
the guys on the. Well, there have
See.
been certain players I hate that have been on the Yankees, but it's more like when they embody the characteristics of being a Yankee. That's when it bothers me. But he's just a great player. Like I actually didn't want to sign him, but like now that he's here, he is a great player. I'm not gonna like boo the guy or I mean he's gonna have be a lot of exciting moments, and we can dunk on Yankees fans. So that's a big plus.
What's the name of the player?
Juan Soto.
Oh, interesting. That last name is the last name of my coach.
Is that right?
Oh, maybe she hypnotized him to sign with the Mets.
That would be a
Thank
good
you.
thing, right?
Did. Yep.
Why do you go straight to hypnosis? they don't bring hypnosis into everything, Rob. They can still have regular family discussions.
Let's talk about our Spotify picks. Noah, this is a segment that you founded that we've kept
Yeah.
going all of these years.
I did.
Our
Wow,
RIP Livecast music break. That's right.
Wow.
Every week we each pick a song. We throw it on a playlist. You could access it on Spotify We have days and days of music now, hours and hours, years nearly, not years, hours. I would say hours. In fact, 770 songs, 51 hours, 34
Oh,
minutes.
almost 800. Should we just add 20 more for 30?
Well, 30
Whatever.
more.
10 weeks.
Told you.
Yeah. When you have a baby, the math doesn't work as well.
100%.
My pick this week is I picked Annie's song from Faith No More. I had a long drive back up from Virginia yesterday, and I was like, I need a second win. I need something to wake me up. What's like a classic album that I would always love jamming? It was, in fact, Introduce Yourself by Faith No More, one of their earlier albums, pre-Mike Patton.
Not their first? Is there
Not
one
their first.
before?
This is their second one.
Oh.
And this might be their like major label debut or something like that, but they have an album before this.
Okay.
But I really love this album because it's very silly. It's very, and they still kind of haven't found themselves artistically. They don't quite take themselves seriously. And so I really enjoy listening to this one and this song in particular. And also, the thing about Faith No More is they have a very underrated bass player.
What's his name?
I totally forgot his name
Wow,
right now.
that's how underrated he is.
I
Did
know
you
it's
just
like-
have a baby, Rob?
I totally.
Mike Boyd?
Billy Gould. I knew it was Gould. I knew it was Billy Gould. Okay.
Oh.
Great bass player. And I almost feel like he played the bass is the lead instrument on this album. So it's really, really funky. So check it out.
Yeah,
Annie's song by
that's
Faith No
cool.
More. Noah, what was your pick?
Okay, I picked an instrumental noodly doodly song. It's by a band called the Helix Nebula, and they only had like one album. They're Australian. They're just like really, really talented musicians. Don't fall in love with them too much because it doesn't look like we're getting another album anytime soon. But it's just something that's been on my like personal playlist in my car or whatever, and I was like, okay, I'll choose this one.
Of course.
R.I.P. Shlomo.
It's alive.
Yeah, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Darren, what's your pick?
Well, I picked a song from the Rocky soundtrack, which is called "You're the Best Around." I'm sure many of
Classic.
you know it.
Of course.
Is that Rocky or Karate Kid?
Oh, sorry, I said Karate Kid. I have a playlist of all 80s inspirational music.
Oh, that's awesome.
And actually, when I sent the song to Sid to put on the playlist, I accidentally sent the Robert Tepper song that is from Rocky, "No Easy Way Out." This is the song that I meant to.
There's no easy
Is that? Oh, is that from? That's from Over the Top, I think. Not. I'm not sure. It's from one of those two. But
Sylvester Stallone.
Anyway, my song is this classic. You're the best around because Noah, you're the best around.
Oh.
And thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me. You're the best.
Noah is gonna ever keep you down.
Sid, what's your pick?
I was talking to my wife the other day about Grand Royal Records, which is a record label the Beastie Boys ran in the 90s and early aughts, and how cool that label was. And so I went on the Wikipedia page just to see what bands were on it back in the day. And I was reminded of the band Biss, which is a Scottish sort of like pop punky kind of sort of sounding like an Atari Teenage Riot, but cutesier with like Japanese influence kind of band. And I remember never getting into them when I was when the 90s were happening. I remember their CDs were always in like the used CD bins. This one fucking album, every time it was like $3, and I never fucking bought it. Like that wasn't even cheap enough for me to waste my time. But I went back and listened to the first album, and it's pretty good. So I picked a song off of that called Sweet Shop Avengers.
What is the band? BISS?
No, just one S. BIS. Biss.
Oh.
Yeah. And apparently they did songs for Powerpuff Girls. So they sort of had some notoriety. They did the closing theme song, and they did a song for the movie. So people might know them from that.
Cool.
And they're Scottish. So that was my
Does the singing sounds with a Scottish accent or no?
Not really. It sounds like a cutesier version of Atari Teenage Riot, where you got the male and female vocals like going back and forth and shouty kind of. It's like if Biss, if Atari Teenage Riot and Shonen Knife had a Scottish baby. is how I would describe it, if that makes any sense to anyone.
Yeah.
Cute. And they wear hats like Sid wears.
Well, they're
When he goes
Scottish,
out.
aren't they? Yeah.
Is that a Tam O'Shanter?
Oh wait, no, Sid is
It's a
wearing that hat right now.
rebozo. It's a rebozo hat.
We're all kinds of ethnic up in here. Rob's going to a sauna run by a gay Korean man.
It's the only kind there is.
Wow, that's a little racist.
Only kind of sauna or the only kind of Korean?
Oh,
That's for you to find out.
All right. How about
All right,
the
on that note.
How about the Patreon?
If you want a little more live cast in your life, or you want to just throw us a few bucks as a tip, you could always do so at patreon.com/RIPLivecast.
Have you guys watched any movies?
Oh yeah.
We watched.
What's the last one?
We actually
Red One.
Watched Red One, the movie with The Rock, the Christmas movie with The Rock on Amazon.
What?
It's
That was-
very bad.
That was
It
more
was
of a
horrible.
that was
Really?
a panel discussion though.
Yeah, we did
Not
a
lot.
roundtable discussion because we didn't want to make our audience suffer through that dreck.
Our next watch along that we're recording in the next couple days is for the documentary Bigorexia, about people who are addicted to getting bigger and bigger muscles.
Very
Oh.
excited.
That's gonna be fun.
We found this friend of Tim Lambese's.
I was gonna make a joke about him.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
that's how we
found
got
out.
onto it, because this
That
one
guy's
guy
brutal.
who's friends with him, he looks like if you took a muscle guy and you put an air thing in him, like for a tire, and just like filled up the hair, and he's just like puffy, like Popeye.
Ay, ay, ay.
So this documentary will assess them. That'll be up in the new year. Every month we post a new episode, and you have archives, 5 years of archives, including ones with Noah. We did a lot of watch-alongs back in the day. We watched the Kiss movie. We watched Until the Light Takes Us, a documentary. Which, by the way, I was just in a hangout with some people. They were like, "Oh, that was such a great documentary, right, Rob?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I can't agree with you. It's a total
Good
piece
for
of
you,
shit."
standing your ground.
No, but I'm glad you liked it because I didn't.
They feel like an asshole.
Yeah,
afterwards.
we're not talking anymore. So
That's why you're looking for new dojos.
no, my dojo's still. I love my dojo. I
All
love
right,
my,
don't get defensive.
my teammates. They're great
We
people.
take our jujitsu very seriously.
Yeah.
There's no joking about it.
It's a brother and sisterhood. Okay, Sid, you wouldn't understand.
What about
Unless you joined.
non-binary?
There's some gray areas here.
Wow.
I believe there is some controversy about like trans athletes are only allowed to compete with their biological gender stuff, but
Blah,
no-
blah, blah.
whatever.
I just want the meat.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get on the mats.
Noah's examining people's genitalia before tournaments. She's the checker.
Anyway, if you love the show and you want to show us a little extra support, you can be a top Livecast fan. $8 a month gets you a shout out at the end of the show, which is right now.
I don't know how to do it, but I want Noah to do it, whatever it is.
Oh. Maybe each one of them has a different belt or something.
No, I'll
Oh,
read
okay,
a name.
fine. Yeah, let's see how much they've been training jujitsu.
I'll read a name and you tell me their belt rank.
Okay.
We got Benjamin.
He's definitely blue belt, 2 stripes.
Oh, okay.
Loves the kimura.
Oh, yeah. Gotta tuck in your elbows. You don't want to get exposed.
Oh, good job, bro. All right, let's go.
Dan R.
Dan R, he's been training really hard, actually competed,
Oh,
but
wow.
still a white belt, 4 stripes, almost a blue belt.
Then we have Shasur Sasusits.
Oh, don't fuck with that guy. He's a brown belt.
Oh, tough.
Choke you.
It's one away from black. Lando Danks.
Lando Dinks. Oh, yeah, that sounds like a black belt name.
LaCroix.
LaCroix's a purple belt who likes to help everyone at the gym.
Oh,
Definitely likes to play bottom, which is not what we're thinking about with Rob's life. Very, very tricky. Very, very tricky bottom. It's a compliment.
then we have Corey and Scotty H.
Corey and Scotty H have been training for a while. They actually took wrestling. They're one of those annoying wrestling guys, but they're blue belts. And just like recently crowned blue belts who like to smash people.
Then we have Erin.
Erin is definitely still a white belt, but has been killing it with a triangle.
Then we have Mr. Schmertzler.
Like Chelsea Grin with the triangle.
Okay. Oh my God. So you just
Uh-oh.
there's someone at my gym. He's a really great guy. I think he's a brown belt at this point. I don't know if he's black. He is one of the road managers / photographers for Chelsea Grin.
Wow.
Do you understand how this has come full circle for me?
Yeah.
So he's actually the coach's son. So when she tells me like, oh yeah, he's on the road with Chelsea Grin, you know that band? I'm like, do I know that band? I was like, you don't understand.
We made them.
We didn't make them, but they have. I told her, I was like, that band has like a special significance for my friends and I, and it's so cool. I cannot believe that this Livecast meme is still at play.
Listen, all I'm saying is we played that drop, and then like 1 week later, they were like on a label or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's true.
Okay, who's next?
Douglas, who are you, Levison?
He's a purple belt.
We have Slinkies.
Slinky's also purple belt, loves playing X-Guard.
Jander.
Jander, also another purple belt. Really, really good with chokes and bow and arrow chokes. Have you ever been caught in that, Rob?
Oh, yeah. I'm very susceptible.
So demoralizing.
That guy gave you his bow and arrow?
Bone and arrow.
It's tough. I'm always like, oh, I could power through. Then I'm like, no, I can't. It's over. It's over. Randy Blad, finally.
Oh, Randy is a brown belt, and he also teaches classes.
Oh.
He teaches the fundamentals class, and he has been working on knee slice.
Well, Noah, I'm happy to tell you, you got 9 out of 12 correct. It was a very good job.
Thank you.
Let's tell her what she's won.
Another belt.
Well, folks, that's our show. Thanks so much for tuning in.
You don't win anything, Noah.
And if you've actually listened to all 800 episodes, wow. We thank you.
You're
And
good.
Love you.
and if you've listened to all 800 episodes more than once, what the hell are you doing with your life? No.
We have had people tell us that they go back and start at 0 and just listen to the whole thing through again.
We appreciate you
very
more than you
touching.
know. We talk about you all the time off air and how much we love you.
And also off air, we have a Discord where we can talk to you.
Yes, if you want to hang out with us, go to ripalivecast.com for the invite to our chat. And also, if you want to send some of your favorite memories, ripalivecast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear them, and we'll read them next week.
And you guys have an Instagram page, which I like to follow, because I don't know how to do the Discord or anything like that.
Yeah, we post clips every week on our socials, ripalivecast on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. You can get highlights of the show.
Get high.
Get high. I'm about to do that. And until next week, we love you. We kiss you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Noah.
Thanks
you,
for
Noah.
having me. It's so fun.
Wait, don't sign off yet. Hold on.
Washy, washy, happy, happy, and a lot of sex.
Okay, now we can go.